Hey, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we had an interesting day today. We were given some really tough choices, you know. We've got, on one side, we've got the obvious good advice, good ruling that we should be staying home. And then against that, well, because by doing so we limit the chances of either us being infected by the coronavirus, or that we will, just in the unlikely, it's unlikely now, we've been quarantined for a couple of weeks, and everybody on our little hilltop farm is doing fine. So it looks like at the moment we're in the clear. We've got our homemade signs that Beth chalked out saying no visitors please, but it doesn't make any difference. If a man is coming and he's going to sell crabs like we had I think yesterday, and he needs to sell them to make a living and support his family, then he'll come and knock on the door, and it will be the old thing, oh, what sign? And then we'll buy the crabs and cook them, and I guess we'll hope for the best. Left a list of boxes of parcels of groceries that we've been doing gosh, for a year now, and we left those orders with the little sari store that we give the business to. It's an important part of his income now. We don't want to cut that out. Neither do we wish to abandon the people that we've been supporting. We have, if you looked at the video, you'll have seen what we did in the Little Red, working entirely locally in our own community. We put the masks on, got the alcohol in the truck, not the kind you drink, by the way, although sometimes you feel like that's what it'll take. We did our deliveries. We took the precautions that we needed to. We went round, we saw Urbano, the blind man. I mean, the dilemma is that if we just take care of ourselves, and this is the dilemma that all of us are going through at the moment, what about the people who actually need to be helped? So we agonized over this for a while, and then we decided that we would rely. My own take on it was that if we were in the Little Red and the groceries that we had packed up, it was a full truck, if that could be seen and we were stopped, then we would be able to point out that we were not actually making any contact. We were having the social separation, distancing, whatever they call that, and that I would not be getting out of the truck. Beth would just lift the stuff that we had, the boxes and bags with the groceries that we had for these various families that we took around, and I wouldn't get out because I'm the old fart and I'm the one that they say is most at risk, even though they've been telling me that I'm at risk because I don't take various drugs for a long time. I never ever had the flu shot. People were always telling me that they were hacking and not feeling too good, and their reason was that they just had the flu shots. So it seems that we are having choices taken away from us, that it is in the greater good. And when I say having our choices taken away from us, I mean that we are having the choice of what to do in any given situation has become an overall by now global thing. my experience has been, as soon as you start to have someone tell you what a huge problem we're in the middle of, what they're almost, if you can boil it down to a very, very simple choice, they're really saying, would you rather be killed or do what we're telling you? Sometimes the questions that you're given are not, they're loaded questions. And I think we can thank the Americans for that great way of describing it, that the like a gun, the question can be loaded, and if we're not careful we can shoot ourselves in the foot with it. But the questions are often loaded. I had someone, when I was striving to earn a certain amount of money in a particular day, when I was contracting in the UK, and I said I wanted to earn X amount of money in a day, and that was my target. I was setting that as a goal, and he then loaded a question and said, well, Terence, would you rather earn half that but work, or not work for that targeted amount? You can see how the question is loaded. If you say, wouldn't you rather work for half of that amount but at least work, you're making it seem as if that's a given, that you will not work if you are targeting to increase your earnings. But they say, if they think that target is unreal, they will load the question so that you will agree with what they are downgrading you to be or to do. And right now, that's what we're all going through. We're going through such a terrible time right now that, in a way, we're being given a choice, which is almost no choice at all. They're saying, well, would you rather have, when they develop a vaccine, would you rather have that vaccine, or would you rather die? And in fact, that's not the choice. Those are not the choices. And you can recover. I'm not minimizing the coronavirus at all. Who knows? I might be dead in 2 weeks' time. Who can say? Whatever will be. While we're on the subject, I should actually thank you, all of you, for the prayers that you gave and the comments of encouragement for our friend Barry. Barry has now told me that he's been tested. Because he's at home quarantine, what is happening in his area is that they send somebody around every day to see how he's doing. So he's not exactly facing this alone. And he says that on the latest visit, he is found now to be on the recovering list. So he's now recovering. In other words, when I first spoke to him and asked for your prayers, he said, I hate to admit it, but I feel worse today than I did yesterday. That's not something that you want to be aware of, is it? If you think that as a virus gradually takes hold, you're going to feel gradually worse. But now he's actually feeling better, and he asked me if I would actually make a point, of thanking everybody that gave their prayers for him. He said it helped, he is doing great, and he wants to say a big thank you. So thank you on behalf of our friend Barry, and on behalf of those people that we are trying to help and who are making do with what they have. That's what we're doing. Someone sent me a great clip of a subscriber sent me a great clip showing several photos of the most delicious looking Filipino food, various, and they were actually messaging from Texas, and I said, well, we're living very simply and very modestly compared to that. We're not eating anything so grand. In fact, I've begun making an old joke, which is gradually or very quickly getting old. I'm saying, oh great, it's corned beef again. Corned beef and rice again. It's just great. Nobody's laughing, by the way, and I don't do it in front of Nanai because I don't want her to feel that I'm complaining. So anyway, today when we came home, we had a lunch, a late lunch. Beth had her delicacies, which she likes. Deep fried, I think they're deep fried, I can't even look at the things. Deep fried chicken feet, I can't do it. And I had pancit, the spicy noodles, and rice with, let me see, what did I have that made it delicious? I mixed them all together and was very grateful for that food. I had soy sauce and vinegar. Delicious. I can do it. So thanks for being with us. Let's try to keep our choices and do what we think is the right thing to do. We have to do what is the right thing. We felt when we got home safely. We're not feeling bad. We've taken all of the precautions, and the families that we normally support are out there now, probably sharing more of those groceries than they should do, but that's the Filipino thing, isn't it? And that's their choice. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.